Okay, here's a bottle. Let's see what they have. Tonight it's gonna be. Oh no. Okay, sorry. It turns out great do it yourself ideas can hit at really inconvenient times, like just as I'm falling asleep. Then I had a crazy idea for sharing the recipe, and here we are. So get to it. Build. You know, there's something really controversial, and it's actually the world, the word controversial. I've been li- I've been hearing people saying controversial and controversial. So I don't know which is the correct way. Controversial? To me, it's always been controversial, but I guess it's controversial. I don't know. So anyway, we're just having a good time here at Inaba, which it's interesting because I went to Japan last September. I discovered today that it's been 6 months. God damn, time really goes by fast. But while I was traveling there on my way to somewhere like a city you go through by train, to me it looked familiar. It looked like Inaba from Persona 4 Golden. So I got curious and I searched a little bit. I did some research. I did my own research. And it turns out it is based on a real city. I forgot the name of it. It's not called Inaba, but it's real. And I made a point of if I ever go back to Japan, which hopefully I do, and I hope it really calms down. I don't want it. Well, a lot of people are going there. It's getting really trendy, and I don't even know why because don't people like aren't people in love with South Korea? Why is Japan exploding? I mean, to me it's cooler, but and look, I gotta tell you, like I was obsessed with Korea. I wanted to live there. I wanted to marry a Korean girl, and it it was because many years ago I studied in Canada, and I remember when I was about to go, I was a teenager, and I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna meet a international student girl, and I was thinking European. I thought that's what I was gonna find. And when I got to class, like everyone was Asian, and I was kind of surprised. I didn't expect that. There was not, at least in my class, there was not a single European, and it turns out it was really great. I don't know. I made a lot of friends. I fell in love with the Korean girl. She was a little bit older than me, but we like punk rock. We like the same bands, so we really hit it up. Hit it up. I don't know how you say that. And we went out a few times, and you know, our love story burned fast. But when you're young, it seems like a longer time, but it probably didn't last. Probably not even a month. But you know, it was really painful to me. I she decided she didn't want to be with me. Was he used to call me. I don't remember what's the name of the little brother, but she told me to call her Nuna, which was like older sister, from boy to girl or men to women. And I remember I used to hear them say "opa," which is like older brother, but only if you're a girl. So that sounded cool. So I wanted to call my friends Opa, but no, they told me no. I had to call them Hyung, I think. Hyun, Hyung. So yeah, I got obsessed with South Korea. So I watch a lot of movies, of dramas. I never watch how do you call them? Uh, Dorama. Oh yeah, yeah. I never watched that, and I don't want to. But I was obsessed with Korean. I used to study maybe like 3 or 4 hours a day the language. So I learned to write and read, and I was learning the by myself. I went to classes, so I wanted to be Korean. I wanted to be Korean, and I copied a lot of expressions, a lot of the accent, and my favorite movie was Korean. But something that I never got into, except for one song, was Korean music. I never cared about it. Maybe because I was really into music when I was a teenager. I wanted to be a rock star, but I wanted to be a punk rock star, as I said. So I love Blink 182, Sum 41, stuff like that. So there was no space, I guess, for Korean music. But later on, I had a Japanese friend. Now she was in love with me. She was cute, but I was stupid. I guess I was obsessed with the Korean. I don't know. She introduced me to L'Arc-en-Ciel, which is a really big Japanese band, and I really loved it. I got obsessed, and to this day, I mean, maybe we can get some copyright and listen to what I was listening. This is a really cute and cool. I love Japanese music. That's all I listen. When I listen to music, I still listen sometimes to punk, and mostly I listen to jazz cafe to read and stuff. But when I listen to music, it is Japanese music. I love Japanese rock, especially. But the folk is really nice too. But oh yeah. I remember what I was talking. So I got obsessed with the Korean girl, and look, I was a really drunk teenager, and I guess I messed up and stuff, and I made a lot of blunders. So I still remember those times fondly. I still remember her. Uh, I finally got over her, but I still have her socials, and she's married. Actually, to a guy that she met while I was there. I used to hate him, but he's a nice guy. I like him now. We don't talk or anything, but sometimes we did. She has a family, and I'm happy for her. But it was really hard for me. It was probably my biggest love because we were never like even dating, and I was like, let's call it inexperienced. So I don't know. It feels nice to remember. But yeah, life goes on, and I'm still alone. But it's because I'm probably damaged. I can't have a relationship, and this is not trauma dumping. I'm okay. I like my life, and I tried. I I had many relationships, but they never work out because it's hard to me to be with people who share my life and my time. I feel like trapped. But in a way, I think it is because I don't know. I'm just weird. But yeah, I wanted to be Korean, so my favorite movie is Korean. It's called Memories of Murder. that is, I have probably talked about that, but it's a movie based on a real case of a serial killer in South Korea, which they never caught. So for many decades, the mystery lived on until 2019, when I remember coming back to my apartment from my school. I was doing a master's, and I used to prepare dinner for me, and I would watch Criminally Listed number 3, and I started watching the new video, and it was cases solved this year or something like that, and it was about that. The case was about that case of the South Korean. So it was a really bittersweet moment for me, because it was like, all my life it was like, wow, I'm never gonna know what happened. I'm never gonna know who was the killer. Kind of like with Zodiac, but it was like really, I don't know. I don't know why I get obsessed with stuff like that. So it was bittersweet, because okay, now I know, but also the mystery is dead now, and well, it turns out the guy was already in jail, but he couldn't be charged for the murders because of the statute of limitations or something like that. So yeah, and there's another movie that I actually gave away my Korean movie collection. I just kept one. I didn't have Memories of Murder, and they were like bootlegs, but maybe I have it around here. The one I kept, it's called Yoneso Soul, Yoneso Soul in Korean, and in English it's Lover's Concerto. So in Korean, I think it means love story or love novel. It was a really sad movie to me, and when I was a teenager, I used to like watching it while drinking and feeling sad. Good times, good times. I wanted a story like that, I guess, but it just never happened. I guess the music it's getting me nostalgic. I don't even know what I'm doing in the game. That's one of the good things about playing Animal Crossing, that you don't have to think. You can do whatever else. Let's just get a fishing rod. So at some point I stopped studying Korean. I stopped learning, and well, I can still write it and read it, but I have no idea what it says. I know 안녕하세요. I know 내 이름은 토니입니다. I know 만나서 반가워요. 미안해. 감사합니다. 생일 축하해요. I think. I know the bad word. I think it's funny. I don't even know in YouTube what can you say in what language, because sometimes I see English speaking channels and they use like a piece of a video in Spanish, and they are saying like the the worst words that they can say, bad words, and nothing happens. But I think if you say them in Spanish, you get in trouble. And then, but now with AI, I don't know how's that gonna work. But I mean, I'm just wondering. It's not like it's gonna affect me since I don't get anything. I cannot even get like tips. Yeah, let's make 2. Speaking of Japan, I watched a video today about kind of a phenomenon that it's happening, a grift, and it's about the Japanese salaryman. So they are doing fake videos about the struggles of the salaryman, and so they get donations. And I can't help but wonder, like, are those people really Japanese people doing that, or are they not from Japan but living in Japan? Because my people, my Japanese people, wouldn't do that. I don't know. I was like just thinking that it's a mystery, but I guess it's, look. It's one thing to make it entertaining, but another thing is to lie and pretend it's real. Because there's some nice people that they want to donate. Maybe they're not even rich, but they feel bad because they're not that smart. Just kidding, but to be honest, my idea was to listen to an audiobook while I played. So if somebody came, they could learn with me. But I also wanted to play. I still want to play Resident Evil. So I think I don't remember what title I gave to my stream. But maybe I'm gonna play some different games for a while. Maybe this is. Yeah, with the I can do with the background song. I can do like this. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't get friends. This is how you have fun. Pretending to be talking to someone. Me and my friend, the camera. What's his name? I'm not telling. He's shy, but he doesn't want me to tell you his name. But I call him Sonny. It's weird. God damn it. How music puts you in a mood. It's really interesting to me as an evolutionary psychologist to think about this. Is there a purpose? Is this just like a spandrel? Why? And it's also funny how people take advantage of this phenomenon or manipulation and stuff, because they just put music, like music, it's really powerful, because I can take, like, commandeer what music is making you feel and pretend I am the one doing that. That's sometimes that happens to musicians. I remember reading about that many years ago, and I was talking to this girl who was at my school, and I told her about that, and she said, like, yeah, that happened to me. I like this guy when he plays the guitar, but when he stops playing, he's just like a doofus, and I don't like him. So I said, yeah, you don't like the guy, you just like the music. Yeah, but whatever. Miko attire? Let's see, what's this? Nice. Is this for guys? Is it like a monk's? Yeah. Yeah, I look like a monk. No. Okay, what can I get rid of? Can we put this on the storage? No, probably gonna stop it like this so I can make a one smooth video. I guess it wasn't that bad. But I probably gonna come back and do another one with Resident Evil.